Sir, namaste. And on behalf of Nalanda Literature Festival Organizing Committee, we welcome you, sir. I don't know from where I should start, but I will have to start at some point of time from some place. So, you have, sir, in-depth study, understanding different lifestyle, breaking lifestyle also, and you have carved the path for the Indian film panorama, Indian film industry. So maybe sometime we will talk on your personal life, sometime your fun life, sometime your serious life, and sometime life about life and culture, what they had taught you in the future course of action. So, sir, you have so many principles in your life, like in the childhood, where you have started your career from the government servant, and not at the very big government servant, that the Group B non-gazetted officers, as far as I know. So, what was the reason, sir, that has taught you to break your thought from the normal government service to a playback writer, creator, and film persona as such?
Thank you. You are a good friend, and naturally, the way uh, introductions are normally formal. So you did it very well, not to introduce me. So as you said earlier, it's difficult to between friends. You cannot sound very formal. But thank you very much. I feel very much at home sitting with you on the stage. Uh, yes, I started even as a not a child, but a boy, at the age of nine or so,
Nine.
nine or so, I first went on the
A
stage.
smart life, young life,
Yes,
smart life.
about nine, at the age of nine, in my primary school, we were celebrating. In those days, we used to celebrate the Maharaja's birthday. It was used that was uh, called Travancore, the state of Travancore, a very modern state in those days. So we are every year we used to celebrate this Maharaja's birthday. It, we used to call it Tirunal, which means the sacred day of birth of the Maharaja. So as a subject of the Maharaja, naturally we used to have celebrations in all the schools everywhere. So we used to take out processions, singing songs in praise of the Maharaja, and all that. After the processions, we used to have the school day also. At the school day, there was my teacher had written a small play. It was about the Mahaprasthan of Buddha, Mahaprasthan of Buddha, and I was to play the role of Buddha. That sequence where the young Siddharth is taken around by the one of the orderlies in the palace, and he comes across life in the raw,
Very nice.
old age, a sick man and a dead body. All these things he comes across. Then Buddha asks his assistant, is it all true? This is how life is. Then he wants to think, wants to search for where the real truth is. That's the seed of uh, search, is planted in his mind, and he goes back to the palace, and he leaves his young wife and his infant son, and then leaves everything behind and goes off. This was the role I played.
Yeah, that's very nice, sir.
That was my first appearance on the stage. that's how I was initiated into acting. You know. And this gave me the real fillip to do plays. I started writing plays even as a schoolboy, and also used to present it amongst us, my friends, at home, and then all the relatives will be invited. We will announce that there will be a play presented this evening. We used to do that without curtains or anything. Very, very modern concept of a play production we used to do. That's how I started my career in theatre. And throughout my school and college days, I thought I was preparing myself to become a regular playwright. And I thought of myself as a theatre personality in future. That was the role I assigned to myself. But I also joined, I also had studied in the Gandhigram Rural Institute. Gandhigram was an institution set up in Tamil Nadu, in the district of Madurai. And this was set up by one of Gandhi's close disciples, Dr. G. Ramachandran. Dr. G. Ramachandran was he was instrumental in kind of looking after the one section of his service was helping and promoting Harijans. Today, the Harijan is people don't like to be called Harijans at all. They revolt against it. But that Gandhiji's idea was that he wanted the so-called untouchable to be people close to God. That was his idea. The noblest of the ideas was his. But today, with the change in times, suddenly it became a bad word, Harijan. So today nobody will talk about Harijan. They would rather say Dalit.
Very nice, sir.
Yes.
अगला सवाल सर मेरा हिंदी में होगा. आई होप दैट बिकॉज सो मेनी ऑडियंस दे आर ऑल्सो फ्रॉम द हिंदी स्पीकिंग एरिया. सर, आपकी फिल्मों में 3 चीज हमेशा देखा गया है सर. बहुत सारी चीजें देखी हैं, 3 चीजें देखी गई हैं: क्वालिटी, डेप्थ एंड मीनिंग. ये 3 जो क्वालिटी इंडियन फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में है, I mean the quality, depth and meaning, that is the well versed in your film sectors, whichever film you have worked, that is more or less not available in the rest of the several film producers and directors, as we have noticed in the last 60 years, except few Indian film people like Satyajit Ray and some other people, they are also like in that category. आपको क्या लगता है सर, भारतीय फिल्म इतिहास जो ये 3 चीजों पे चलनी चाहिए, वो साहित्य को कहाँ लेकर जाएगी? फिल्म साहित्य को क्या क्वालिटी, वेदर क्वालिटी, मीनिंग एंड डेप्थ will always resemblance in the future Indian film industry? The people would like to know about the legendary persons who are sitting with us right now. Please, sir.
No, actually, generally, the popular cinema is addressed to an audience, and the people who make those films, very popular films, what is called commercial films, they imagine audience as non-thinking people. They don't really respect the audience. When I make a film, I have the greatest respect in my mind for my audience. I keep asking every time I make a film, why should an audience come to see this film? I keep on asking. It has to be relevant. It has to mean something. It has to entertain them. Entertainment, not in the same regular term of entertainment. What they take entertainment for is slapstick kind of things. That's not entertainment. Entertainment at a very deep level. It has to engage them. That's very important. So I don't want to tell them any lies. I want to tell them the truth. In fact, the truth of the truth, the inner truth, of everything. The life you live, the life of others, even your own life, you have to understand at a deeper level. That is my effort.
That's very nice, sir. So many things we had to learn a lot about you and your from your life. But sometime, one question is coming in my mind. क्योंकि जब भी आपको देखता हूँ तो मुझे फिल्म गुरु की याद आती है सर. आई हैव read so many books on सत्यजीत रे साहब. मतलब I have never met him, I have never seen him, but I feel he might be like you. सर मेरे मन में एक सवाल है सर, बहुत वेरी सिंपल. मे बी पीपल मे लाफ अपॉन मी. अगर गंगा कुमार अदूर गोपाला कृष्णन बनना चाहे इस एज में तो क्या करना होगा सर? I hope you understand my question, sir.
If you want to become Adoor Gopalakrishnan,
At the age of 50 years, sir, if I want to be like you,
yes,
because that is my dream also,
yes,
sir. But I know it will never happen. Maybe the next, I don't know whether I will take rebirth as a human being and maybe some other to carry.
The very wish to become this or that will make you that. People don't wish and people don't pursue it. This is what happens. If you, it is like, during the, the life of circle of the insect, they have a pupa period. You are covered and then you are inside, you are praying to become someone so that you can fly off. That is your dream. And then at the time, when the right time comes, the cover breaks and then you fly off. This happens. So it is possible. There is this great story about Valmiki. You know how Valmiki was. Valmiki means the, what do you call the ant, ant dune. Called the ant dune. They make these small little dunes. Inside, there is ant. That it's another name to it. So one day these two people, they were Brahmins. They were traveling through a forest because in those days there were no regular roads, just a footpath. They were just walking like that, and then suddenly what do you call a thief appeared before them. They said, "You take out everything I want to. Better you surrender and give away all the money and the jewels you are carrying." Then he asked, this Brahmins asked him, okay, you do this, thievery, and then how will you explain for whom are you doing this? He said, I have to support my family. That's why I'm doing this. So these Brahmins asked, so we will wait here for you. You go and ask your wife and children whether they would also share the sin that I have assumed occurred with this. Will they share the sin? He goes back to his home, and then they said, no, how can we share your sins? It is your duty to do this.
Yeah.
Then he came back and reported this. They said, this is a great lesson.
Yeah.
So then he turns a monk. He turns a monk, and then
Yes.
It is called Valmigam. He goes under this Valmigam and emerges as Valmiki. Yes. So it is possible.
Thank you, sir. Sir, so many people, they think a lot about you. Maybe we always compare the differences and the different type of write-up in local language. But before that, I would like to know one thing that is very much important to know. People know you as a great and visionary and realistic, Indian film personality. But very few people know that you are a great writer on film also. I would like to know something about what are the compelling factors that made you from the creativity in the film personality to the as a writer. What are the situations that has transformed you from this to that, please, sir?
Well, I think it is a mission on my part to write about film so that people can read. Actually, Kerala was a place where cinema was not considered a worthy pursuit. The cinema enjoyed a very, very low esteem. Even the practitioners of films, even the practitioners were not looked at with
That's very nice.
any respect.
That was very much.
They enjoyed a very poor esteem. They used to be looked down upon by others.
कीचड़ में ही तो
Even
कमल
amongst,
खिलते
even
हैं.
amongst writers and the so-called intellectuals. And in the universities, you will not speak about cinema because it is not a recognized subject, discipline at all. So what I had to do was to educate people on cinema. On three fronts we did it. One was to establish film societies all over Kerala. In fact, as soon as I passed out of the Film Institute in Pune, I went back to Kerala. I did not want to go to Bombay and then look for a job there. Instead, I went back to Kerala with the aim. First thing I did was to start film societies all over Kerala. It was started as a movement. The idea was you get the best of world cinema shown to our audiences, and then to write about those films, and that write about film theory itself, the aesthetics itself. So all this I started doing it. So it was almost a missionary job I was doing along with making of films. So there was even a joke back in Kerala that Adoor created his audience first and then only made his film.
Yes, so many people that told me when I was there, the Kerala, then we had launched the other Nalanda Literature Festival, also in Calicut.
It was a joke. But it was true to some extent, not wholly. But actually Kerala became a very, very, very good ground, very good soil for the growth of cinema, in fact.
Yeah.
Because people had this initiation, there was this movement, and there was also the 5th All India Writers Conference, which was done in Kerala.
Yeah.
In the year 1965-66.
64.
So the organizers of this festival were my friends too. They were very senior friends, very important writers and others. So they wanted to make it a big event, this 5th All India Writers Conference. So they invited, we had all important writers of the country were assembled there for this. And it was a big festival. So the organizers asked me, why not? How about doing an international festival along with it? I just took it upon myself. They said, yes, we will do it. So actually, 1 week festival was held all over Kerala. In fact, in those days, we had only 9 districts. We added one more district to Nagarkoil to this number of lists. And all the district headquarters, we had this festival for 7 days, 21 films selected. There were only 2 Indian films. One was by Satyajit Ray, the other one was by Rathia Katak. Rest were all internationally awarded, highly acclaimed films. And the whole of Kerala was awakened.
But sir, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you are the Adoor Gopalakrishnan of the India, not you are Adoor Gopalakrishnan of Kerala, sir. So my audience will also love to know about how and when and how many Adoor Gopalakrishnan of Kerala will become the Adoor Gopalakrishnan of India, sir.
In fact, there is a wrong notion that you become an Indian filmmaker only if you make Hindi films. This is a wrong notion. They even say in Hindi हमारा राष्ट्र भाषा है. I think it is wrong. Hindi and English are our official languages. It is not Rashtra Bhasha. Rashtra Bhasha is 14 languages. All the 14 languages are Rashtra Bhasha.
Yeah.
So this is wrongly propagated, that Hindi is the Rashtra Bhasha. It is not.
Yeah.
Because we have to, to look at the constitution. It is written there.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So even every film produced in this country is made in the Rashtra Bhasha. Hindi is one of those Rashtra Bhashas.
Yes.
Not the
Yes,
Rashtra Bhasha. No.
Yes, sir.
So in today's time, you make a film in any language. In fact, with the modern technology and all that, we can watch films in any language with subtitles.
Yes,
That
sir.
is how we manage when you festival, when it is ended in a in fact, at one time when Indira Gandhi's time, she had convened a meeting of film people and all that in Delhi, selected people. So I was one among them. The idea was to propose ways of improving the programs over the Doordarshan. That was the plan. So at this session, I suggested to at that meeting, I said, within India, when I make a film, I am a regional filmmaker.
Yeah.
When I have to cross the country and go over to somewhere else, then you are an Indian filmmaker.
Yeah.
But my films are not seen because it was dubbed as regional and only Malayalis will see it. I think we have to do something about it. Let us have a slot separately kept for
Yeah.
a screening of these award-winning films, not all films,
Yes, sir.
from all languages. So she had the foresight and she immediately approved it. That's how it started. At one time, Doordarshan used to screen these films. It started as Sunday afternoon screenings, and by sheer chance, it was my own film which was started with. Yes.
Yes, sir. Very nice, sir. It's really very good, sir.
So suddenly, then I became an Indian filmmaker, even within India also. First, initially the argument was that the villagers in the country in India will not understand the regional language. So that was the time when we were showing the Lucy show on television. So I asked, does all the villagers, do they all understand Lucy show? They don't. But why can't they understand our own Indian language film? That was my argument. So I should be, the fact that I am making films in Malayalam should not go against my not making Hindi films.
Yeah, because of that I told you, sir,
Yes.
your all film had
Yeah.
the depth, meaning and quality.
And also, I am talking about life and the situations, even the everything about the weather, the dress, the kind of food you eat, everything very basic. Everything is very specific, absolutely specific. So you cannot be making films like popular Hindi films which did not belong anywhere. It is not particularly about any people. It is all in absolutely
Yes, sir.
you know
I have, sir,
non-personal,
I have so many questions,
non-personal,
sir.
non-specific. Yes. Pardon?
Yes, sir. Sir, you have done fabulous work in Indian film personality, especially with special reference to the Kerala film industry, sir. Like godfather of and pioneer, maybe the Kerala film panorama, sir. These days, when we talk about too much about the film industry and all sectors, the art, film, and several other sectors, regional film sectors, where the language plays the credential role as per the constitutions of India is also concerns. We have 121 scheduled and non-scheduled language, 22 national scheduled language, as you have rightly mentioned right now, and 99 non-scheduled language. So almost it will take care of the 121 language accredited by the government of India at different platform. Very simple question, sir. What is the future of rest of the regional language film industry in the coming 30 years, where the language, regional language, or you may say the dialect, will play the credential role, as they have also rightly pointed out several times in your film at the Malayali level also, sir. So the entire Bihar and other states, they would like to know what are the futures of non-scheduled regional language in Indian film industry, sir? Sir.
No, non-scheduled languages. Actually, the films in the today's technology has made it so possible that you can make a film in any language and get shown anywhere in India or anywhere else in the world with subtitles. It's very simple. Digitally you can add if you when you show this film in a local place, then you can put the language of that area as subtitles and show it. It is possible. Only thing is you have to be literate anyway, either in your own language or in English, one of the languages or other languages. That's the only thing. Today it has become extremely easy, very easy, in fact, to make it shown all over. In fact, these new platforms that have come up, the digital platforms that have come up, they show all the regional films there on the platform. The Netflix, a whole lot of them. It has become international, in fact. Anywhere else in the world, they can watch it. It is possible.
Yes, sir. Sir, we all would love to listen you, but the last questions are very funny questions, sir. Generally, I ask at last very funny questions, sir. Maybe you can tell me the childish kind of, but you are my film guru, so I am ready to listen everything, sir. Me, as a festival director, sir, love after my wife, three persons, sir. One, my mother. Second, my Guru Mata, Dr. Sonal Mansingh, and film Guru you in my life. Sir.
You are very generous.
No, I'm not. I'm very sincere and very motivated and very emotional right now. Generally, it doesn't happen with me that I am very much motivated in my professional life as such. But three persons, I am publicly my wife, my mother, my Guru Ma, and you. Four persons. My wife knows.
That's quite a lot.
And so, what kind of? Because I also belong more or less like your family, and I've read it and the transportations and so many things, transformations. I also wanted to be something to first to place myself for the livelihood, then go. So you are inspirational as far as that, and of course you have done so much work on the language part also. Because
I have to rush to say, don't leave civil service. Don't leave civil service.
So, sir, what kind of message, sir, for the young generations people? Because so many persons, they wanted to become the film personality also, sir. So you would like to give for the entire world, they are listening you, sir.
So those who wish to take to filmmaking, they should get trained. It's very important. If you go and watch somebody shooting, that experience you will not do for making films. Because filmmaking is a completely different area. Because you have to know, first of all, learn the language of the cinema. How will you learn it? You learn it by formally studying. We have the facilities now. In Calcutta, you have SRFTI. In Pune, you have the FTI. And there are even private institutions training people. So it is very important to go and study formally. That will save you a lot of time and diversion of your attention. What you should do is that first you equip yourself. Just a mere wish is not enough. Because cinema is such a complex subject. Because every telephone these days, the cell phone these days has a movie facility on it. You press something and then you get the picture. That doesn't make you a movie maker. Yes. What is important is to make films that an audience will come and pay for and come to see it. That's very important. You have to make people see it. So there was a very interesting statement made by one Spanish director whose name I immediately cannot remember. He said, it is very easy to make films. next sentence, but it is very difficult to make a good film.
Yes, sir.
That's what he said. Yes.
Yeah. Anyone has any questions for the Adoor sir?
Heartiest welcome to Adoor sir. सर मैं कोयम्बतूर में था, तमिलनाडु की बहुत सारी मूवीज देखी। जब कोई अपराधी हीरोइन पर गोली चलाता तो वह गोली वेट करती थी कि हीरो बीच में आए और हाथ से गोली को पकड़ ले। हाँ, आजकल बॉलीवुड में क्या होता है कि पहले कहानियों के बीच बीच में गालियां डाली जाती थी, अब गालियों के बीच में कहानी डाल दी जाती है। फेमस इकोनॉमिस्ट जेबी से साहब का कहना है, द सप्लाई क्रिएट्स इट्स ओन डिमांड। व्हाट यू हैव टू से ऑन दिस सर?
No, actually, those films are meant for, as I said in the beginning, those films are meant for people who are taken for non-thinking. I am making films for people who I have so much respect for my audience that I am very careful about making my films, and every bit of it, I do it very, very consciously, and I know that this will be, if I make a mistake, it will be discovered. If I make some a few things very subtle, still it will be discovered. So I give a lot of respect to my audience. I will not, as you said, I will not show that somebody is being shot at and the heroine goes and catches the bullet. I wouldn't do that. So if somebody shoots, the other fellow dies. That's all. No escape.
Sir, thank you, sir. आपके साथ में बात, it's very, yeah, anyway, only one question. Yeah.
Actually, I am a compulsive reader. I have great respect for writers and scholars. That is my habit from the childhood. From the time I started reading, I started actually. Malayalam literature has one advantage, because the best works published in any language in India, other than those translated from English and French and other languages, they are all translated into Malayalam. And I got to see all the important writers. I remember the other day I was saying I started as a schoolboy. I remember reading Durgesh and Nandini. See, yes. See, all those works, the best works of Indian literature, I could read in Malayalam in translation. And some of them were directly translated from Bengali and other languages. Some of them translation and English to Malayalam. So this advantage I had, and I knew them all. In fact, the modern literature introduced by K. Abbas, then others, like Ulkiraj Anand, all those, the whole lot of short story writers, they were basically. They were all translated. I used to read. Even when I went for my written test and interview at the institute, K. Abbas was getting the selection committee. He asked me questions about several Malayalam writers. I had answers because I had read them all. Even him, I have read in translation also. So, as someone who even today, even these days, I keep reading. That is what I normally do. Actually, recently I was emboldened by a statement by this filmmaker. Again, I forget. Who is a German filmmaker who is now probably is the best living great filmmaker of the world, in fact. Can you imagine the Agure, the Wrath of God? Do you remember? Have you seen Agure, the Wrath of God? Okay. I forget his name. Suddenly I have a little problem with the names. So somebody interviewed him and asked him that even at this age, he must be of my age, in fact. Even at this age, you make very interesting films. How do you do it? He said, read. I got emboldened by that. Recently only I heard it. I said, I believe the same thing. To keep abreast of what is happening around the world. And then one of our great writers, Tagaji Sivashankara Pillai, he was once invited as a guest in a medical college. Some inauguration was going on. So he said, it's good to get trained as doctors, but you should read good literature.
Yes.
That will make you good human beings.
Yeah,
The
that's
good
very
doctors, he said, that will make you good doctors, not your laboratory tests, but that will make you good human beings. It's very true.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. That we always love to listen you, but because of sir, I strongly believe discipline is the utmost important of our life. So we just try to follow the time, sir.
I also
So
believe.
thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
And
Yeah.
आप सभी लोग रहें अभी मतलब अदूर साहब को सुनना हमारे लिए बेहद सौभाग्य की बात है, लेकिन उससे भी ज़्यादा है कि आप ज्ञान लें और अपने ज्ञान बढ़ाएं। और अभी हमारे साथ हैं पद्म विभूषण डॉक्टर सोनल मान सिंह हैं, विक्रम संपत डॉक्टर विक्रम संपत के साथ में बुक पे बात होगी। उसके बाद में अभी संजय मिश्रा जी आ रहे हैं, अभय सिन्हा जी हैं, बहुत इस तरह के हैं जो तमाम जो राइटर्स हैं अपने अपने सेक्टर्स के, दे आर गोइंग टू टॉक ऑन डिफरेंट सेशन। आप सभी हमारे साथ बने रहें, रूबरू रहें और स्वस्थ एवं अच्छी ज़िंदगी का मजा लें। धन्यवाद।